My goal with this video today is to help you play the best golf that you've ever played. And at 59 years old, I'm playing the best that I've ever played. And it's been a long journey, and I'm going to share with you some of the top things that you can do to most quickly improve your own game. And I truly believe, from my over 35 years of experience teaching golf and working on my own golf game, that if we're working in the right direction, we're improving. And if we're going the wrong direction, we need to do something else. And I've spent a lot of time working in the wrong direction, and it's really helped me for my own game as well as my clients' games to focus on the most important factors. There's two things that we really have to do, and one is to get set up for impact in a way that makes it easier to achieve a pro-level impact. And the second is to learn that impact motion and focus on that. And I see far too many people focusing on how they should take the golf club back and where they should be in a certain point of the backswing, along with 100 other things as far as weight shifting or you name it. There's countless tips here on the internet that you could follow, but none of them really help you achieve consistently great impact. And that's simply because if we're not focused on how we want to impact the golf ball, there's no way that it's going to just happen on its own. And so from my experience, and many of the top teachers today are talking about how to get this club moving through impact. So if you can, grab a golf club, and I want you to simply do this. Move the golf club back here. If we're set up, let's move it back past your trailing foot, the right foot if you're right-handed, and then we're going to move it through, and I want you to keep this grip ahead of the club head, moving at this slow speed. So we're just moving the club here, and you can even do it with one hand. Just keep the grip ahead. And again, I don't want you swinging. I don't want you, most people are just start flailing away with the club. I just want you to move the club back to here, and you see, keep this grip leading going through. When you do that, I want you to look at the club face, and you should notice, hey, there's not a lot of rotation in that club face. If you look at top players, they're all going through impact and reaching impact in a position that looks very close to this right here, where the hands are in front of the leading leg at impact. You notice their leading leg is straightening, and you notice how the body is rotating through impact, so the leading shoulder is moving up and around the spine like that. And so this is creating not only that square club face, but it's also creating what we call a very shallow flat spot through impact. And to achieve that flat spot, again, the grip needs to be leading, but we need this rotation, and we need to have this leg straightening through impact, along with this shoulder rotating around the spine, because it keeps the club head from coming in too steep and crashing into the ground. So we want that here, this rotation, and it's going to make the club skim along the ground. So I want you to do this. Take the club from here, and what you can do is just let the club come down to the ground and then just scrape along the ground till you get opposite your leading toe. And so we're just going to move here, and then if you can, try to rotate the body, let the leading leg straighten, and let the shoulder rotate around. And you'll see you can actually keep the face square and get the club moving, skimming along the ground. Not only that, it also creates a straight spot through impact. It's what enables you to hit the center of the club face, and it actually, through parametric acceleration, helps you create more club head speed because the grip's leading and it's being pulled upward through impact. I have a simple set of drills that help you learn this step by step on my website. I'm going to have a new app coming out here in the next weeks, and that's going to be included also in the membership. The price is going to go up a little bit, so if you get in now in my monthly or yearly memberships, then you'll not have to pay the increase when the app does come out. You can access the whole learning program now. Basically, starting out, again, first drill is going to be something like this, just moving from here to here. I'm going to talk about setup in a moment, but the the first thing we have to learn is to do this, to make a short motion correctly moving through impact. And from there, then we'll move to longer swings progressively, step by step. As we need to do in learning any complicated task, we need to learn step by step. Most people think, hey, we're going to jump right in, and I'm going to make a full swing, and I'm going to learn great impact. It doesn't work that way because you have a habit already developed for hitting a golf ball. When you make a full swing at full speed, it's just going to come out to be your habit of what it is. So we need to change it and create a new, better habit. At the same time, we can greatly simplify making great impact simply by the way we set up to the golf ball. A lot of people put very little thought into how they set up to the golf ball. But obviously, if I set up really close to this golf ball here, in order to hit it, I'm going to have to somehow make space so that I can make great impact with the golf ball. If I stand too far away, and some of you, like I, might have tried to copy the swing of Mo Norman, and you stand really far from the ball. In order to make good contact, you had to learn to move closer to the ball coming into impact, which is why most people are falling into the ball. And Mo himself was moving into the ball with very bent knees, which obviously causes a lot of distance issues, not to mention accuracy. And that's why the concept never worked very well for me, and most people that I teach have had the same experience. So we want to keep things simple, find the distance from the ball that allows us simply to swing back and return to that impact position. So we need room for this hands leading position, and we need to set up for it. And that's why my method's called Set Up for Impact Golf, is that we're setting up in a position also where we know every golf swing, whether it's a tour player, a beginner, somebody's played for 50 years, it doesn't matter the age, but everyone at impact, the club gets into this position where the wrists are in an uncocked position. So if you took a club and held it like this, and had a buddy pull on the club head away, you're going to see it's going to come into this orientation where the club is in alignment, at least with the trailing arm here, or on the same plane here, from the grip here to the leading elbow. You would see it's in one line, even though we start here. Well, there's an obvious problem there if we're set up this way, is that if we have to be at impact there, it becomes very difficult to account for this space. And so if we can just set up in a position here where the wrists are uncocked and go from there, you could start in your normal setup position here and then just raise the hands up. I like to keep the trailing elbow bent in, much to simulate how it will be as we go through impact. And again, the goal is to match where we need to be at impact. The way we hold the club is also important, that it's customizable as far as hand position on the grip. Some people call this a weaker grip. We need to be in a position that when we reach this impact position here with the hands leading, we need the club face to be square. And so I want to put the hands on to accommodate that impact position, as opposed to most people are thinking here, okay, I got to set up like this, and they're not taking into account that when the club comes in, it's going to do that. Therefore, the club face is wide open. And so then they have to flip the hands in order to square the face. And so we want to just get in a position where the hands are set up in a neutral position for your impact. And so it's not going to match or be the same for every person. And then once we're there, we could test it and say, okay, I'm going to be at impact this way, and then I'm going to set up. And from there, we just make a swing back and through. So I want you to get used to the setup and grip. Again, for those do-it-yourselfers, just get used to the setup, make some practice swings that'll kind of help you find your distance from the ball, and just go slow. If you want my help and my coaching, again, it's very inexpensive, and I guide you through using some video coaching, which is included in the price of membership, so you can share videos through the free app with me, and then I'll guide you into simple changes you need to make so we can get you playing your best golf ever as quickly as possible. So visit my website at setupforimpact.com for more information. I also have schools going on around the country. The schools are actually the fastest way that you can make sure that you're doing every part of the swing correctly. Please subscribe here to my channel. I have a lot of more free content coming out in the near future. I'm going to have a what's in the bag coming up soon and talk about club fitting in the next video. So thanks for watching again. Click the subscribe button, and any comments or questions, pop them in the box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.